the big dog eating. It's a dog eat dog world. It's a dog eat dog world.
You did try to eat me. I'm not bacon. I'm better than bacon. Your mother. Oh, my baby Raspy. Why am I dressed like bacon? I know what you're thinking. I have finally gone over the edge. I might have. But Raspy's here to prove otherwise. The reason I'm dressed in bacon is that every Friday night, my neighborhood, we don't gather, we form outside in our driveways, and we dance in costume sometimes. And last night it was Dog Days of August. So this little costume here is from Bohem, Hip Used Clothing. She carries new things too. This is a new costume. So when you're thinking about Halloween coming up, Bohem is your place. Also, if you happen to do funny things like just taking your garbage out in costume or running in costume, she has tutus, by the way, if you want to run in costume. That's always fun. So for whatever sort of themed things you might be doing that are distanced and safe, check her out. I want to tell you about my newsletter as I did last week. The reason I felt especially important to talk about the newsletter is I don't just do it so that it's convenient for you to have one place. I mean, that's certainly one of the reasons, but you can always find all of my interviews in one place and anything that's really super relevant. I do it weekly, typically. But the other reason I am really focused on doing a newsletter is that we don't know what the future of social media is. And with issues around TikTok, and I'm not going to be political here, I'm just saying there are issues that may or may not make it accessible. And so whatever happens to social media in the future, I still want to be able to get small business news to you. So please do sign up at downtownnorcal.com or direct message me and I'll put you on the list. For this week, I visited Dixon Florist and Gift Shop. You can watch that interview. She was delightful, and by the way, it was a tear-jerking interview that neither of us expected. They have been in business for a really long time. They're second generation owned, and it's with sisters and brothers, but started by their parents who are now deceased. What a lovely family. A Better Place to Bead was a wonderful interview as well. She's struggling, so please go see her in downtown Davis. It's a wonderful craft option for you with whatever you're doing. It could be for kids, it could be for something you're making. You can adorn your masks. Just go have some fun, and it's a nice, safe place to be. I also took you on a different sort of, well, I've lost my words. Let me get some wine.
What are you drinking and why?
What am I drinking and why? Well, I have to finish the newsletter first. I'm drinking because he's telling me what to do. Okay. It's a Pinot, by the way. I took you on a field trip. So I did my little bit of errands like in an hour and a half, or an hour and 15 to be precise, but I gave you some shopping tips of things that I've found. I'm going to be covering one of those items next week because I have too much to get through tonight. So the thing I want to show you next week is just so gorgeous. It deserves like a whole half hour to itself. And then of course I always include the haiku of the week, which is actually turning out to be kind of a thing. Thank you all for stopping me when I'm out and about and saying you appreciate those, so I'll keep going. We actually have a camping series coming up. Okay, right dear?
Camping in quotation marks.
Camping. Okay, this is just a little sidestep I'm going to take. The pandemic has really hit me this week in many ways, as it does every week, but everyone who has a Clarisonic brush, listen up. If you heard the word Clarisonic brush, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Otherwise, just hang on for a sec. I love the little face scrubber, and I use it morning and night. I mean, love it, love it, love it. And I went to order replacement brushes today and learned that they have announced their closure. Somehow I missed this in the news. Clarisonic is literally shutting down. They're owned by L'Oreal. L'Oreal has decided to devote its makeup line to other products, which I really don't actually get, but I know that makeup, cosmetics in general, are going through a metamorphosis because especially lipstick is way down. Nobody's wearing, well, I wear lipstick all my masks are stained. That's beside the point. Anyway, if you are a Clarisonic lover, I don't know of a small business where you can get one, but I'm just telling you as a courtesy, get your replacement parts or buy a Clarisonic brush, because you know they don't last forever, because they're not going to be around. Okay, I'm going to take you on a little slideshow to my trip to the dentist. Now, I've been kind of delaying. At first I was going to get my teeth cleaned in March when we were about to shut down, and then that was canceled. And so I was put off, and then, you know, as they reopened, we were allowed to go back in. But I finally got in, and I have to say I'm so happy to have had my teeth cleaned. So I just wanted to walk you through a little bit of what I saw. This is where I go. I go to Barnes Family Dentistry. Dr. Barnes is lovely. That's the sign outside. We can go to the next show. Yep. So when you come in, you are greeted by nice stop sign, a whole list of things you need to answer. They take your temperature, they take your oxygen level, everything is sanitized. They want you to sanitize when you're there. You can see there's the little oxygen monitor. And then the next show, darling, the next slide. This is the waiting room. If you need to sit, you can, but you actually do text or you call them before you come into the office period. They let you know when you can. Once you're inside and allowed there, you can sit in the waiting room if you need a seat, or next picture, you can enjoy the patio, where this was the gorgeous setting outside of Dr. Barnes, where I enjoyed my waiting room. And so I didn't take pictures once inside because I felt it was best not to, you know, be touching my phone, and I just wanted to stay as safe for them as possible. But I felt very good about the visit. They take a lot of precautions. They are completely, all the PPE you can imagine and more. And they don't do the polishing, but I really appreciated every bit of attention to detail, and I'm sure all of our local dentists are doing that. I just wanted to give a thumbs up for dental care. It's important that we maintain good health. Dental care is certainly a part of it. And it's also important that we continue to support those small, locally owned, independent businesses like dental offices. All right. Today I was at Aggie Ace. I've got a good tip for you. We all know that Clorox wipes are, you know, that's the hot commodity, and it has been from the start. But Aggie Ace, and I'm assuming probably the Downtown Ace too, but check. These are disinfectant wipes. They have them, there is no limit on the quantity. 75% alcohol, so it's alcohol, and they've just gotten these in. So if you would need some wipes, especially if you're a small business, head to Aggie Ace or Davis Ace. I'm sure they're getting, you know, equal amounts or can help you out there. And then I want to tell you what I'm drinking, which is, oh, it's such a good Pinot Noir. Darling, you told me this is the oldest winery in Monterey County.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, I've had it before, but I haven't had it in a long time. This is a 2018 Pinot Noir from Chalone Vineyards. Really, really beautiful. I'm going to be enjoying that with a family cooked meal from the grill, right, darling?
We're definitely grilling tonight.
We're grilling tonight. Good. And I love your chimichurri sauce. This is going to hold up to that. So I think that's all I've got for this week. I just want to say, the song I opened with, I told you about Dog Days. So there was kind of a point to that song. Dog Eat Dog World is what it's called. Not very familiar song, but what I'm noticing on Facebook and Instagram, and not so much Instagram, but mostly Facebook, the social media scene, which I follow because I really care about supporting the small, local, independent brick and mortar businesses. There's a lot of negativity, so we don't need to be a part of it. So go out and find things that are really positive to contribute to. When you see something that's wrong, ask questions first, judge later. Love each other, do what's right for the world. And while we're at it, businesses continue to close this week. And so I just close out every time by saying you may be closed, but you're still awesome. Cheers.
Doggy dog world.
It's a doggy dog world.